and that was brilliant. I wanted to say also that you had this great ability to represent the importance of being a reverse engineer, and then using that as the lens from which you build in the clinic. You know, building towards that, particularly day one ACL. I mean, that's so important. And we could remove the word ACL and throw any injury in there. Anyone who wants to be athletic and wants to either, whether they're in a pursuit sport or whether they're in a team sport, I think you demonstrated not just the importance of max velocity, no doubt you did that, but also how physios who have any background in this have probably got experience with so many of those drills already, but maybe just lost them in the nuance of life and their profession, and to revisit those and see where they fit. I think that's very helpful. If you did anything in that fantastic presentation, and it was to give people that ability to see, hey, you know what? I've seen those, but I wasn't sure how it connected to that particular kinematics and kinetics, and I wasn't sure how to program it. And I think that's gold what you just presented there. So,
Oh, thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll raise my hand. I don't know for sure either. I didn't put it through that lens for a very long time, but I think you're like me and like most physios. If we don't know, and we're just throwing, I mean, it's like Gray Cook told me one time when he was talking. I know you do some FMS work. He pulled me aside one time and he said, or I'd asked him, how do you know what corrective exercise is to use on somebody? He said, well, here, let's talk about a problem. So he pulls out a problem, whatever, shoulder mobility, and so okay, based on this, these are the 7 or 8 things that I think are important. He said, great, cut that in half. I said, oh, okay. So I, immediately start prioritizing that 7 or 8 down to 3 or 4. And he said, you got it? And I thought, man, that was hard, but I think I've got it. And he said, okay, now cut it in half again. And what that did in that moment is that convicted me of not being a very damn good therapist, because I had 8 solutions to a shoulder problem that when you really boil it down, if I'm really worth my salt as a physio, I could get it down to 1, right? If I'm really good. I'm not saying that that's for everything. But how many physios like myself practiced for so many years throwing the recipe book at problems? I'm going to give them these 10 drills that I learned at this course because those are the 10 sprint drills. I did that as a coach. I also did that as a physio. I'm going to throw these. This is the rigmarole I'm going to put the knee patient through because those are the 10 things that I learned are good for knees. That's hodgepodge. That's wasted time. It's wasted resource. Why should we waste resources of energy and time on things that have marginal impact on the outcome? Is it a piece of a bigger, I get that. But as a good physio, the way we look at physio at MJP anyway is as how many exercises are you having to prescribe to get the outcome? And if you got a whole bunch, you don't know what you're shooting for, pal. In fact, you may not even know what the diagnosis is. You're just trying to throw a whole bunch of stuff against the wall, see what sticks. And it's the same in coaching. If I'm going to go out and coach speed, I'm not going to coach 10 of those drills. Let's coach 1 or 2. Or if I had to just coach 1 or 2, I would know what those are. I think for me, that's master level. I'm not there. Believe me, I'm not there yet. I'll be dead before I'm there. I'm going to strive to get there, though. I'm going to strive to get there. And I'm not saying there's a golden hammer out there, but I'm not going to waste people's time anymore doing stuff that, maybe not. I'm not going to do that because the time is the resource you and I, that's the most valuable resource right there, right? We don't get any more of that. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time. And if somebody asks me that, why am I doing this drill? I want to know that too. And as a physio, I think we need to know that drill. We need to know why we're doing that drill. What is that drill used for? And if you know anything as you're training young athletes, and you know this, Greg, they're going to ask you why. They are going to question you. And not because they don't believe you, but they want to know why. And if you have a salient way of, boom, it's going to do this. And not some quacked up, chart or high-end kinematic discussion. They don't give a rat's behind about that. They want to know how this is going to help them out there with what is important to them. And if you can't relate that back, why this drill is important to them, I'm guessing you're getting about 50% of the goodie from that drill. That's just my opinion. So I appreciate the kudos. I'm going to hold you right there. I'm not there yet. I will never get there, but I'm going to keep striving to get there. And I'm not going to use that "it depends" excuse anymore either. I'm going to try to get there and knowing that I'll never get there.